Good morning, Web Spiders. Today is Thursday. It's September 15th. I had to verify that with Mrs. Rynearson because I'm always like a day off. I don't know what happens. We do have a happy birthday in the web today, so happy birthday to Mackenzie Spongberg, who's in Mrs. Comfort's class. Make sure you come back and get a birthday backpack charm. I've already seen some kids for lost teeth this morning, and I think there were a couple more buses that mentioned they lost a tooth, so make sure you come visit us in the office and get a lost tooth backpack charm. That's our only birthday in the web. Let's get moving on our popcorn reading for adults. So Mrs. Oliver, Taylor Oliver in the cafeteria, Miss Judy had our popcorn book, and we are going to pass that on to Miss Brittany Lozelle in 2nd grade. So the popcorn book is going to be passed to Miss Lozelle today. She has one day to read that book, and then we'll pass it on to a new adult. Share your popcorn. Share good thoughts, okay? I heard an interesting conversation when kids were getting off the bus this morning, and I thought I would share it with you because it's just really kind of good life advice for being a good citizen. There were two students. I think they were middle school students. There was a boy and a girl. And the boy said to the girl, "It's just my opinion." And the girl said, "And I respect that. I don't agree with it, but I respect it." So there were two people that did not see eye to eye. They did not agree with each other, but they respected each other and decided that you're allowed to have your opinion, and I don't need to argue with you about it, and I don't even need to be mad at you or not be your friend because I don't agree with you. So they agreed to disagree with each other and still be friends. Boy, that's a sign of a really, really good citizen and pretty mature thinking. And again, I love the words they use. It's just my opinion, and I don't agree with you, but I respect your opinion. Wow. Adult talk coming from kids. Very respectful, very worthy of good citizenship. So I absolutely love that. Just a reminder about our buddy bench. If you find yourself out on the playground and you don't have anyone to play with, please go sit on the buddy bench. Boys and girls, make sure that you're always scanning the playground and looking toward the buddy bench. And if you see someone sitting there, you go over there and invite them to join in on your activity. Now remember, on that buddy bench, if someone invites you to do something, you have to go. You take your first invitation, okay? Or you figure it out on your own, because that's what the buddy bench is all about. So how are you doing on citizenship? Are you being kind? Are you being respectful? Have you done anything to get involved in your community? Let's see about one of our citizenships that we can read. Stay informed and vote. Maybe you can talk to your parents about this. Even though web students aren't old enough to vote, it's important for us to learn about our government and how it works. Who's the president? Do you know? Is that going to change pretty soon? Do you know who's running for president? Who's our mayor? Do you know who he is? Who is our school board? And what does our school board do? Do you know how these people are chosen? Someday it'll be up to you. You know, I just moved. Mrs. Moran just moved from one house to another house, and what I had to do was I had to submit a new voter's registration, because you vote depending on where you live. That decides where you go to place your vote. And so I had to make sure that I changed my voter registration too, because part of being a citizen of Webb, a citizen of Franklin, a citizen of Indiana, a citizen in the United States of America, when you're 18 or older, you get to vote in elections. And I want to make sure with the presidential election coming up in November that I get to vote. And if I wasn't registered to vote, I wouldn't get to. So I made sure I changed my voter registration so that I would be a good citizen and member of our society, and I would cast my vote. Does that make sense to you? At this time, go ahead and stand, push your chair in, and let's have a moment of silence. Now for a pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. A reminder to teachers especially, but students also. Mrs. Clendenning and I will be out of the building all morning at a special meeting. And so students, if there's anyone that needs to talk to Mrs. Clendenning or talk to me, you'll have to wait until we get back this afternoon. So make sure you let your teacher know. And also know that when we only have an afternoon to catch up on things, it may be tomorrow before we get to you. Okay, so just a reminder about that. Miss Handy and Mr. Hessman are both here. Teachers, if a student needs a break, so feel free to call them, and they will assist you in any way that you possibly need. Let's do our creed. Let's have a thrilling Thursday, and let's be good citizens, okay? Oh, that reminds me. Can you be a good citizen in the cafeteria? Can you be a good citizen in the restroom? Yeah, use quiet voices, follow teachers' directions. And I have to say, being a good citizen and following the rules, there should be no student left behind. So kiddos, when your classroom leaves to go someplace, whether it's the cafeteria, or maybe you're going to art class, or perhaps you're going to the library, you need to stay with your class at all times. You shouldn't be in the classroom by yourself. You shouldn't be in the restroom all by yourself. You need to be where your class is. I've seen a little bit of that happening lately. Not a good idea. So stay with your class, okay? Let's do our creed. I am a member of the Webb family. I take pride in myself and my school. I promise to do these things every day. I will only say positive things about myself and others. I will respect and trust others. I will insist on giving my personal best. I will discuss and listen actively. I will expect and give truth and honesty. I am glad to do my part to make Webb School a place where everybody is somebody special. One last reminder. I know that you guys know that hands are not for hitting, hands are not for pushing, hands are not for shoving. Hands are not to be put on another student at Webb Elementary. If you do that, you're going to have to spend some time in the office. We keep our hands to ourselves. Now, derbying, pushing, shoving, that's just as bad as using your hands to hit or push. So keep your hands to yourself. Be nice, be good citizens, and beyond everything, make sure you're doing it right.